I am Tanmay Shah joining from India, and with me is Songs of Eden from Sweden. And
Yeah,
it's a pleasure to be on this live stream for the first time. YouTube Live, I'm trying for the first time. And we are going to have conversations on Web3 and get to hear amazing music from this amazing musician who has over 50,000 followers on YouTube. And we're already getting comments. Hi, hello there.
hey, everybody.
Latif,
Welcome, welcome.
Latif. Let's go. So you are right on time.
So yeah, fantastic to be here. And this is actually the first time, at least for me, I think for you too, to try out this new feature and where we can go live
Absolutely.
together. Hey, we got some good friends joining us too. Fantastic. So happy to see.
Love you too, Nafis.
That's cool. It's
All
work
right.
finally working.
Let's go.
Let's do
So
this.
we are going to hear some exclusive Web3 music from Eden, Sons of Eden, which is just on. It is just on Web3, not even on Spotify or YouTube. So you are the lucky viewers who are joining in today. So this is the first time you will be getting a feel and experience of that Web3 music. Let's hit it.
Yeah, let's go. Gonna play a song here called Count on Me. And to just give you a little bit of backstory, this is, I think, the second album that I'm releasing only as NFTs and in the Web3, so to say. So it won't be available on Spotify. Just to, yeah, show some love to the people who are supporting within the Web3. So, yeah, let's go. It's called Count on Me. Here it comes. Can you hear the piano?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Did you like it?
Yes, it was good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, when usually when you hear a song for the first time, uh, you have to listen to it many times to start liking it. But this music that you played, I just liked it instantly. So that's great.
That's a nice feedback. Yeah, I always try to think of the melodies and that you can remember it easy and that it can be accessible and so everybody can join us on the music and not too complicated because we have a lot of musicians that are just sitting for themselves and being very complicated and I think that's cool too. But I also like when everybody can enjoy it. So yeah, happy you liked it.
Awesome. So, what was the inspiration for this song? What is it based on?
The inspiration for this complete album is basically I'm trying to have some party music since I do a lot of performances in the metaverse and so forth to just basically to have fun and not so much of a meaning when it comes to anything deep, so to say. Mainly a music to just put you in a good mood and a good spirit.
Absolutely, that's what it did to us right now. Yeah, vibe creator, vibe setting music.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's important for every kind of art. If you're a painter, you can either paint something that you really must be knowledgeable to enjoy, or you can paint something that everybody can enjoy and like. And the same goes with music and books. I think and TV. There's room for both dive deep and be philosophical and all of that, but also some art is supposed to just be for relaxing, I think.
Yeah, I was seeing your channel. You have meditation music, yoga music, and you also play party music. So that's a cool combination.
Yeah, I try to do. I think what is the thing that combines everything I make is I try to make it positive, and I call it like positive music for well-being. So it could both be for meditation or for relaxing, but also for a fun time. But I think the goal is to not make anything depressive or negative. We have lots of that kind of music already, so I don't want to contribute to that part of the music scene, if that makes sense.
Absolutely beautiful. Wow.
And you play a little bit too. I saw you were playing with your thumb piano there. That was cool.
Yeah, I got this kalimba just yesterday. I gifted this to myself, so I wanted to have it for a long time. So I bought it. So this is the piano. I mean, I thumb piano. I
Yeah.
have a djembe there. There's a djembe there, and I also have a flute. So
Ah, nice.
very big, very beginner level at all these things. But yeah, just do it for self relaxation and
Do you listen to a lot of like mantras and traditional Indian kind of or the yoga based mantras and that kind of music too? Is that something you like?
yeah. So being an Indian family, my parents also like to hear music. And you know what? My mother is a trained vocalist and harmonium player of
Ah,
Hindustani
nice.
classical music.
I
So
I have one right here. Let me show you. I got this in Mumbai actually.
come on. Oh yes, harmonium. Wow, beautiful. So can you play that? Play right now. It's interesting to see how you have fit all the instrument one above the other in your workspace.
I bring it sometimes to yoga class, but the thing with when I do a lot of live performance in yoga classes, but it's very loud. So Yeah, it's
Wow.
nice.
I just got a thought when you're playing this harmonium. That harmonium is a box version of bagpiper.
Yeah, there's also the small one. The fun thing with the harmonious is that it's actually from Germany. Someone told me, I said, no, that's not true. It's from India. And then I had to go and Google, and it's actually a German invention. Also, the hang drum, which is very popular in the yoga communities. I
Which
think
one? Which one?
the hang drums. I don't have one
Um,
myself, but
tabla.
handpans. Not the tabla. It's like another instrument, but it's also a
Ah,
beautiful
the
instrument.
handpan. The
Yeah, yeah,
handpan, which
yeah,
is like a metal plate and which creates beautiful music.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish to own that someday, but it's very expensive. But it's very melodious also. It's like a melody percussion.
I have a little one, but no, I can't find it. But there are like cheaper ones that are small. But the big ones is a bit tricky because you have to tune them. If you hit it in somewhere, you have to like tune it with hammering out the holes to make the right keys. But it's a
Yeah,
beautiful instrument. I love it
it's
a lot.
very wow. So that's just creating more curiosity, and you also mix all these music to create all new music, right?
Yeah, I like to combine a little bit of both, and I'm a lot into world music. I love the Indian music and also from Latin America and Cuba and everything. I listen to that a lot myself, so I try to. I hope I do it justice, but try to add a few of those elements to my music too. Like I love the Cuban and the Latin American with the congas and timbales. They have a lot of percussion, which I love a lot, and of course also the sitar and harmonium and all of that. So yeah, try to mix it with bit of pop music. I hope I don't offend anyone who is a real fan of
No,
those instruments, but I think it's a cool thing to just come up with new music and combine what's already existing.
I really love that cross-cultural combination and coming out with something new. That's kind of music that I really like. There's this Indian DJ called Nuclear. He uses Indian instruments and sounds and makes party music. Have you heard?
Ah, nice. I haven't. You have to send me the link later. Yeah, I would love that. And just talking about that, I think that's the same. Uh, Sometimes think people are scared. They want to say no if something changes, and I think that's what we're seeing in the Web3 too. That people are afraid when it's something new. They want things to be the same. They want the music to be the same, and like that's what I think about a lot. When Facebook came, everybody said, "No, I'm not going to get a Facebook account." 5 years later, everybody has Facebook, and then, "No, I'm not going to get an iPhone." 5 years later, everybody has the iPhone, and in 5 years from now, everybody is going to be in Web3. That's what I believe. So, as the sooner the better. But I think it's like a human thing that you're afraid for change and afraid of new things. So it goes hand in hand with music and technology and everything. I think so.
You know, I
That's
have a good, I have a good, what do you say, anecdote or way of explaining this. Web 1 for the generation which has used Web 1, it was like a simple page on website where you can just see what the creator has put in. You cannot interact with it. The owner of the blog site creates the content and it stays there. That is Web 1. Now we are in Web 2 from 2014 onwards to now. Yes, hello everybody. So
hi.
we are in Web 2 where there is an owner, but even the users can create content. Like we are creating content on a platform of YouTube. We also post on Instagram and on all the other platforms like all the other. Basically, it's the creators creating content, but the owner is different and ownership is different. Now,
Yeah.
what Web3 does is Web3 gives ownership to the creators as well. So you create and you also own your content. Now we are going live on YouTube right now, and the file is there on YouTube. If YouTube wants to shut it down, it will shut it down, and we lose all the followers and all the counts and all the content that we created. This is Web 2. But now in Web 3, what happens is you own it, and your followers own that media, and it is on a blockchain. So even if YouTube goes down, there will be different platforms where you can get those media out from. That's the beauty of Web3. So it gives the power of ownership to us creators and us fans of the creators, and any artist or somebody you want to support in Web3, you can directly support to them instead of going through the long route of Spotify and other platforms. But also, it's a fun fact that even Spotify has started Web3 content.
Yeah,
Eden will be knowing more about it, but everybody is evolving. All companies are getting into it. And talking about Web3, everybody knows Meta. Facebook by Meta, Instagram by Meta, WhatsApp by Meta. So what is Meta? Why did Facebook change its name to Meta? Because Facebook also believes in the power of Web3. Meta stands for Metaverse, and it's a Web3 version of socializing where you can create your own avatars and you can own your avatars.
yeah. They know what they're doing. And so, yeah, I think that's a good indication that this is something that is here to stay. And you can also see the big brands are releasing NFTs and so forth. So it's going to be a part of everybody's life, just as Facebook became a part 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and the iPhone and everything. Yeah. Even if you want to say no, after a while, you just have to join just to live your daily life. I think when like aeroplane tickets and music and everything is going to be NFTs. And if you want to travel somewhere, then you have to get an NFT. So that's what I believe is going to happen. So the sooner we can join, the better, if you ask me.
Absolutely. And what is the fun fact is, suppose Eden is so famous, you can own Eden's creation. Eden creates digital content, right, on Instagram and TikTok and on YouTube. So Web3 gives the opportunity for you to own that content. You can support him by owning that content, and which is what he has started with now with his music, which he played for us, which is the first initiative of putting his music on blockchain, where the listeners can own the content from the creator directly, from the artist directly. So that's really wonderful, Joe. Why don't you tell us more about your recent drop or your launch, as I call it? I like the word launch better than drop. So tell us about your launch, NFT launch.
Yeah, the latest one was I have a collection that I call the MIDI punks. You can see it here on this merchandise. So basically, what I do is I draw the NFTs or the PFPs with. I use the piano as the brush. That's what I call it. So basically, you connect the keyboard to the music software and you press the keys, and like all of this is corresponding to a key. So if I press this key and then I have to release it and then play those keys and so forth and create those little fun NFTs. And yeah, everything has been sold out up until the latest release, which was this Friday, and I think now we're on 88 sales so far for the new one, which is it's called a DJ. So it's a DJ, and what is unique with the new drop or launch or whatever we want to call it is that you can also color each part. So you could color it in your blue shirt, and you can call it Tanmay. You can also rename it. So the collection basically becomes one-on-one. So very unique. If I create if you create a Tanmay with your colors, I can't create it after you because you have. So the tool kind of recognizes that this is already being created, so you can't do a copy of it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's been super. We had the release party this Friday, and 88. I haven't checked now, but maybe it's 90 now. So yeah, there
I
are.
was gonna, I was going to get my own piece right now, which I'll do after this live is over. So it's very interesting. I saw the facility of that website where you can customize that NFT. There is a lot of brilliance put into a lot of creativity. It's music, it is art, it is customizable items, and it's at a very reasonable price also, right? 0.00 something.
Say again.
The price is also very reasonable.
Yeah, it's like $8 or $9, so it's 0.00. You were on the mint list. You signed up, I remember, so you get it for 0.006. So it's a few dollars, and then 0.008 ETH for the public mint, which went live 2 hours later, just to give everybody on the mint list a chance to mint their edition. So yeah, super happy that so many people joined, and we have it like a community thing. So what we do is like the community kind of decides. So if no one mints within 48 hours, it will close down. So then no more editions will be available. But the max supply is 777, and if we mint out, then it will close, of course, too. And if we don't mint out everything and no one mints within 48 hours, it will close too. So that's like
How
we want
much
to do it.
time is left? How much time is left?
The last mint was, I think, 2 hours ago. I haven't checked now. Maybe someone grabbed something. I don't know. But
Okay,
counting
so counting from the last mint, 48
exactly.
hours.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
done.
whenever someone goes in mint, you add 48 hours. So it's just our idea to let the community decide when it's enough, basically, to just everybody who want to have one, they have their chance within 48 hours. So
That's a very good idea of scarcity also. It's open as well as it's limited in a way. So it's very ingenious. I really like this idea. I will definitely use
yeah,
this and suggest this to others. What contract did you create and how did you manage the technical side?
yeah, well, I have to give a shout out to Prism, who is my partner that I create everything with. I hope he's coming and watching this later. He's a guy over at the Bay Area in San Francisco, and he created all the back end tech. We had like the IDs together, and I draw everything and came up with IDs, and then he did tech behind the scenes to make it programmable, to make it so you can like color it the way you want it and change the name. And it took about close to 2 months because he's programming everything from scratch. So I don't know how he do it, but he's super good. So he's been working on all the big tech firms in the world, but now he loves the Web3, so he's creating everything inside of that. So yeah,
That is amazing. You know,
yeah.
I'm also going to be doing a drop for which the allow list is open, as I call it. It's for the Rocklaz Club. So I've been
Ah,
doing
nice.
many things. Yeah, I've been doing many things under the brand Rocklaz, which we have Rocklaz Spaces that you've been part of. We have podcast, Rocklaz Radio, the name is. So if you just subscribe and check out my channel, you'll find the playlist there. It's on Spotify. It's on every platform that you can get your podcast from. We have done about 50 episodes, and we've been doing it for over a year. We have
Wow.
done around 60 weeks of spaces, so that's like a year and 2 months. So this is the community aspect. I also create art, and I also had an exhibition. We had an amazing exhibition in China, in Beijing, where we displayed selected curated artworks. I was the curator, and we curated colorful works under the theme Colors of Joy, and it was showcased there for a whole week. So I'm a curator also. There are tying up different exhibitions around the world. So all those people in the club will get perks and benefits to that, like discounts also. And in addition to that, discounts on merchandise and first rights to buy my NFTs, and also depending on how many you own, number of NFTs. Suppose you own five, so your name will be displayed in my podcast. And if you own
Oh,
10, yeah, if you own 10, 20, 30, 60, there are different levels of sponsorship. So you will be a sponsor and you will receive sponsor like benefits. So, for example, a whole 30-second shout out to you and what you do in that video, in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, depending on that level. So, all those benefits and perks coming up. And it's a club, so it will be a lifetime membership. So, holders of the NFTs will get lifetime support or perks holding that. So, that's also coming up. So, stay tuned for that.
wow. Yeah, great things you're building too. Yeah, I think that's
And
so cool that we everything we do, like all the good ideas, and people are really pushing and spending their time just because they love it and they want to create some cool stuff. So that's so cool to see.
so I am a 3D artist. So this NFT is also very kick-ass. So it's a token spinning around with a rocket flying around it. You can
Oh
see on
wow.
my Twitter. You can see on my Twitter pin tweet. So this there's a rocket flying around the token, and the token is also spinning in the space. So that's a very cool version. I've been working on AR, VR stuff and a 3D gallery. So the 3D objects and galleries which you can walk around and own and put in the metaverse. So I've been creating all that sort of artwork. I've been in NFTs for 2 years, over 2 years now.
Mm.
Started in 2021 March, and now it's over 2 years. Had a lot of fun creating artworks, connecting people around the world like we are connecting with Eden today. Very talented. I mean, I don't know how much time it would have taken for me to meet somebody like Eden if it wasn't not for NFTs or Web3, isn't it?
Yeah,
And platforms like YouTube let us allow us to also communicate directly and share and collaborate. So that's wonderful.
yeah. And times moves much faster. I was talking to this guy yesterday who was one of the guys who bought one of the MIDI punks, and he said, "Yeah, I met you a long time ago in a space. I heard you talk about this." And I said, "What do you mean a long time ago? Let's see. This was just 6 months ago." Say, "Yeah, it feels like several years ago because time moves so fast in this Web3 community. So like 6 months, it's like 6 years. So that's yeah,
Yeah, 6 months is like 6 years, and 2 years becomes ancient, prehistoric. Because everything is changing so fast, the technology changes fast, the things you can do with the technology changes, the new platforms, new ways of minting those digital collectibles. Let's call it digital collectibles instead of NFTs so that everybody understands it and it's a regular term. Digital collectibles, even on Instagram, you'll see that check mark which says digital collectible. So all
yeah.
that and much more. So
And I think
imagine.
will go very fast now the coming years. So it's gonna just go faster and faster and faster.
So I would love to show off a Songs of Eden music that I own on my Instagram, and it will show that I own an edition or a piece of Songs of Eden. Yeah, that will be something of pride, isn't it? So
Yeah.
looking forward to that developments.
Both that and also what I picture that is gonna be very big and coming very soon is, and that is that the whole Meta or the Facebook and all those are working on is basically the metaverse. I think like picture that you can go into the metaverse and talk with the Dalai Lama or with Obama or get your book read by Morgan Freeman or play it together with you too or stuff like that. That is going to be new experiences, or you showing up here by my side as an avatar, like a 3D, and we talk like. So I think it's just the imagination that is setting the boundaries for the future. I think it's gonna happen a lot of cool things very soon. So looking forward to that.
Glad glad you talked about metaverse because you can also change your clothes like in instant. One one click, one moment I'm wearing a blue shirt, I click and I'm becoming some different. I wear what Eden is wearing and we exchange clothes. All that is possible in the metaverse. And
Yeah,
why I said metaverse, glad for pointing it out, is because the uh, the NFTs that I'm working on are artifacts for the metaverse. Like this djembe you can see behind me. You can put it in the gallery. People can walk around it. And it's not just 3D objects, static objects. I've also created dancing objects and spinning objects that you can walk around, which are NFTs in themselves. So digital
wow.
collectibles. Yeah, can't
And I
wait to
think
share them.
that is only the beginning too. And I think, let's say in a year from now, basically we can go into the metaverse and see you as an avatar working on your pieces as the avatar, and also
Yeah,
walk between the both worlds. Let's say I just walk into the with my VR headset into the computer, and then I'm continuing as the avatar inside of the metaverse. That's things I think is gonna come. So it's gonna be really cool to
it's
see the future.
it's like the movie Inception, right? Dream in a dream, and you can bend the dream as you want and
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
do whatever you.
I think that too. And there's a lot of things. I was talking to this video director the other day, and there are things like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Sliding Doors, but you can basically change the what is happening yourself with pointing on like a video clip. No, I want this to happen instead. You just point and you can change the story yourself, and all those things is coming too. So it's gonna be fun to watch the future. We see our good friend from Portugal was commenting there too. So if you're still
Yes,
here, hi, hi.
we have friend from Portugal. We have friend from Pakistan. Naseem is from Pakistan, and
He's
Ryan is
Terra
here.
Bitcoins. He,
Terra
thank you again.
Bitcoins.
Thank you again for getting the MIDI Punks DJ. He's in our my family too, so that was super fun to see. Cheers,
So
mates. He said.
Ryan is Terra Bitcoin. Okay, Terra Bitcoins is the one from Portugal. Cheers to you, buddy. Thanks for joining.
He's
So
a
shout
really
out to
kind guy. He's a really kind guy. Shout out to you, my friend.
you're talking about headsets, right? There's so much scope in the improvement in technology of the headsets. I find it more comfortable to like use my keyboard and mouse to go uh, around it. So it is pretty cool that way. But with more improvement and advance, it has to become light. It has to become as light as the specs for everybody to wear it day to day.
Yeah.
Uh, and
And I think in like 10 years, like the kids or the teenagers that don't even gonna use the word IRL. It's all gonna be I'm just here or I'm there. It's so natural. It looks just the same. We're just sitting next to each other. You're in India and me in Sweden, and it just put on the glasses and hey, how you doing? It's gonna be that's what I think. That we're not even gonna use words like metaverse or IRL. You're just gonna be and live your life, and you're here, you're there, you're everywhere at the same time. So that's what I.
you know, absolutely. One question comes is when everything is in metaverse, everything is visual. There's no sense of touch or smell. But have you ever thought about this? That how we can do sense of touch and how we can have sense of smell? Because when I come to Sweden, I actually get to hug you, right? That feeling of hugging is biologically it releases happy hormones. So do hug people around
Yeah.
you to feel good. So how can we do that in metaverse? So you'll be surprised. There's a solution even for that.
Haven't. That's a good point. We have to
So
put
there
something on our nose, so it comes like the smells from everything, and the Google's, the VR sets, and the nose
are,
thing too.
so there are jackets. So the one as a hoodie you're wearing, there is a jacket. If you want to get a sense of hug, there is this whole jacket and bodysuit which has air pockets in it. And when the person on the other side, where's the same object and hugs something, so wherever there is pressure, right, that part of the jacket blows up and you feel a pressure in that area, wherever the hand or the
Oh,
hand is
wow.
open.
That's cool. So then we only have the smell to figure out. But maybe there are some smells we don't want to feel, like when
Ah,
our friend is farting or something. No, don't let that through. Just show me the roses and those smells. The other one you can skip.
I'll tell you one more innovation about taste. Have you ever wondered about taste? And this is not even in metaverse. This happened before COVID in Japan. So the viewers can Google it. This experiment was done there. You can actually taste what is going on the screen. If you see chocolate, you can actually lick it and taste what is going on. So how do they do that? I was wondering, like, how is this possible? Like, what is happening here? So they have this screen with visuals, which will show some bitter, whatever kind of things you want to show, either a pastry or a cake, or either something bitter, a bitter gourd, or something sweet, tangy, sour, spicy. All those images it will show you, and there will be another thing, another device in front of you which you have to lick, and that device has screens on it, and behind that screen there are sprays. So
Oh,
there are, yeah, combination of sprays with spray on it, and there are droplets, and you can taste the droplets.
wow. That's
So
amazing.
like in a current printer, we have RGB, right? There are three colors and which create all the colors. RGB in the printer. So in that, there are these liquids in the spray. With combination of those liquids, you can create all kind of tastes.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, a lot of things, and
That's amazing.
that can be merged with metaverse. But that's so beautiful, and so much is to come and to keep what do you say, keep pace with. But currently, coming back to the present day, music and audio is just revolutionizing. Like on Spaces, on Twitter Spaces, and we can experience music, like have the front seat to performance by Eden without having to move. You can have the front seat experience of listening to Eden. Uh, that is wonderful, and you can actually own a piece of that experience. So I'm working on a project called POET, POET, Proof of Experience Token. So I attend a conference, I attend a concert of Eden, and I can claim a certificate that I've attended your concert, whether it's in Web3 or in real life. So that can be transferred to me as a separate NFT. So I'm working on that technology, and it is so user friendly that even the people who don't have knowledge of Web3 and NFTs can claim it just by signing it with their email ID. Just sign in with the email ID, and there will be a couple of steps, and then you get the NFT. So it is.
Wow.
I've been working on that. Stay
That
tuned
sounds
for
really good.
it.
And another thing I like to mention too, something that Prism, who also created the ability to change the colors and everything, he's working on something that this music that I played, he's working on a system where you can play it with your Alexa device. It's going to be hopefully on Siri and everything, but basically pull up your phone and ask Alexa to play your music NFTs. So that is something that I think is going to be a big revolution for everybody who's in music, that you don't have to go onto OpenSea and connect your MetaMask and do all these kind of things to, because music is supposed to be listened to. So I think if you can do it within 2 seconds, that is going to be the future, and it's already working. It's just fixing some issues with the Android devices. But once that's done, we're going to release this new album using the Alexa technology. So that is something cool too, I think.
I am looking forward to that because I use Alexa so much. I've unplugged Alexa because whenever we said Alexa so many times, it would start creating noises. So I just unplugged it. But I use it for listening to music and songs, and it'll be cool. Alexa, play the play the music NFTs that I own. Play music NFTs by Eden, Songs of Eden. Play me
Yeah.
Songs of Eden. And that starts playing. So really pretty cool.
Yeah, it's already working. On iPhone, it's working 100%, and also with the Alexa Echo device. So, but some issues with Android for now, but some of the older versions, I think. So once that's fixed, we're gonna release that too. So it's gonna be cool. And we have a special treat for everybody who is getting the MIDI punks. Now the DJ is the one available. So for everybody who's supporting this family, will also get a good benefit when this new Alexa thing is released. So yeah, just trying to build a community and share and give as much as possible to everybody who's supporting the Web3 journey.
You know why I'll recommend why I'm going to recommend the viewers to get this Metapunks. Now, what do you call it?
MIDI punks. The system is called MIDI, the ones where you connect the keyboard to the
MIDI
computer.
punks.
So it's
So
called MIDI.
do collect Songs of Eden NFT called MIDI punks because you see such a successful artist and musician already. So you are being a part of the history making and so much more to come, so much more creativity is to come from him in future times. So you will be the pioneer or be remembered as an early supporter of Eden. So yeah, this is a good chance. You got to hop on and get one today.
Yeah, I
It's a
think it's. I don't like to try to promote and market too much, but I mean it's an investment of what, not even $10, and just to be a part of this when this blows up big time. I mean, I'm currently at I think over 300,000 followers in the Web2 platform. So when those guys are coming over to the Web3, it's gonna be a good thing to have that little token in your wallet. I would say. I would get one myself if I wasn't me.
You know, totally recommend that, and that calls for a second music track from Eden, which is the other music that you want to play for us. Is it minted or not? Is it going to be Web3 or is it going to be one of your most loved music by everybody?
Yeah, I can play either one. I can play something live too, only on the piano if you want.
Yeah. So, your fans, what is the favorite music that you created, which is the fan favorite? Can you please play that for us live?
Yeah, sure. I can play one song that has become quite popular, like the last. It's just 2 weeks old, but it has been used in I think over 200 Instagram reels and so forth. It's a piano song called "Travel." I can play that one. See if you like it. Just gonna need to switch the sound up a little bit. Give me one little second. Fine, you have to have the right vibe, the right sound. You hear it? Yeah, this one is called Travel, and it's has been very popular actually in the yoga community, and they use it on the Instagram reels as background music. So it's been fun to watch what everybody has created. So here it comes, Travel. There you go. It's called Travel.
Wow. It's so soothing. Like it was more like a meditative music.
Yeah, it works well for everybody who's into yoga and that kind of thing. I was playing 2 yoga classes yesterday out at an event, and I played this song, and it was so beautiful to just sit on the stage, and you have the yoga teacher next to you, and you see all the yogis practicing. We had the last. It was quite late, like 10 p.m., which is pretty late for a yoga class, but we had Yin Yoga, which is more you do the poses for a longer time and so forth, and it was almost like a lullaby. It was very beautiful. So.
Wow. I wish I was there because you're playing live for them, right?
Yeah, I play live for the yoga class quite a lot. I did it very much before the pandemic. Then everything shut down, so I couldn't do it. But now I do it from time to time. Sometimes, like here in Sweden, the yoga studios are usually very small, so there's not too much room. But this was like a big event with, I think, 40, 50 people. Like they have these retreats where you get the good food and all the yoga classes and everything. And I was there for the last 2 classes. First the Hatha yoga class and then the Yin yoga at the end. So yeah, it was very fun. I was a bit jealous on the yogis I was sitting there, my back with the piano, and everybody was doing everything and relaxing. But it was a lovely experience.
You talked about yogis and meditative music, but as I asked you last time, in Finland, I've heard about rock and metal music being played inside the church. So does that happen even in Sweden?
Yeah, we do everything. Like basically now, some churches has even become private, so you can buy an old church. That happens. I think if you know this football player, soccer player Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think he actually bought the church. So that's pretty crazy. And also in the yoga, I met this person on Instagram who has like heavy metal yoga. So they play like, I can't picture it myself, but they play like heavy metal music and do yoga with that.
Headbanging,
So
headbanging yoga.
headbang yoga. So there's all, as we talked about before, it's fun that you experiment and try new things. So I'm open for all of these, but some are like hard to imagine. Like you have this kind of yoga for me is a bit holy, but you have all this like goat yoga and heavy metal yoga and all kinds of yoga, but it's fun, but I like when the music is a bit more relaxed, at least when I'm practicing myself.
Mm, absolutely. Eden, I'm curious, why have you chosen your name as Songs of Eden?
it I was just playing around with trying to do like a word game with Sweden, basically, so it should sound a little bit like Sweden. That was the original idea.
Yeah, it also rhymes, right? Songs of Eden from Sweden.
Yeah, and a lot of people say songs from Sweden or sounds of Sweden and sounds. So I heard all kinds of things, but that was the original idea, and I was starting the project actually just a bit before the pandemic because everything shut down. I've been also working as a touring musician, so I lost like a lot of my jobs and so forth, and then I just started to release my music myself and started the YouTube channel and did that 100%. And now I'm luckily it's paying off. I'm soon at 60,000 subscribers, so it's fun to see that people like the music and resonate with everything. And yeah, super happy that I did it. So, in, yeah,
So what
just yeah.
how did
Sorry.
your music how did your music journey start?
For me, it started at the very young age. I was starting to play the piano at the age of 5 or 6 or something, just on the kindergarten. Basically, there was a piano, and I was trying it out. And then I have kind parents who put me in like some piano classes when I started school, and even since then, I've been stuck with the piano.
Wow. So your parents are anybody in your family also musicians, or you're the only one?
No, they have completely different. They do something completely different. So I'm the only one doing music.
Wow.
But they love music and like music and sing and or musical, so to say. So, but they are very open and kind. And I have kids myself. I try to do the same thing. Like my oldest daughter in theater class and my youngest are playing the piano, and I just love. I think it gives so much happiness to create. And you, I mean, you paint and you know the feeling that if you're just in front of the computer the whole day, you have to do something else to just express yourself. I think it's super important. And luckily, I was lucky to make a living out of it. I've been in the music business for my whole life and producing records and touring. And now I do the Songs of Eden thing. And yeah, just trying to find new ways. That's what I always try to do. Just try to find where the attention is and what I can create. And
Wow.
yeah, I think
So
the future lies within the Web3. That's why I go so hard. I'm such a big believer that's going to be the future. So that's why I'm going all in on that at the moment to just try to learn as much as possible. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Direct ownership of music and connecting with your audience, your fans, is what is Web3 enabling us to do. So,
yeah,
Eden, you what you, as an artist, it's very tough to make money out of the art skills, right? You said you are very lucky to be able to tour around, and you what did you do before the pandemic? Were you part of a band? Did you do concerts?
I used to play a lot live, and then I also producing records. I've been doing a lot of music for the Asian market, for the like the Japanese and the Korean market. So I've been charting as number one a few times. Actually, last year I was number one in Korea. So I still do that from time to time, like the K-pop. They call it K-pop music. So I do that, or I used to do that a lot. For I was in Tokyo writing songs there, and the Japanese people were coming over to Sweden, and so I did that quite a lot. And also for like if we pull the clock back even longer, you could actually make a living like doing music for smaller countries such as Spain, and been doing that back when we have CDs. You could basically sell 300,000 CDs and make a good living out of that. But that went away, and the stream when the streaming came along. So yeah, I think you just have to change your mindset and follow the. I mean, it won't help if I write on Facebook that I'm sad that the CDs aren't selling anymore. It won't help. People won't read my Facebook post and say, "Okay, we're gonna buy CDs again." That won't happen. So instead, you just have to find where you can continue to create. And yeah, so
You
that's
know,
what I think all the time. Like people are, as you and me know, we're hanging out in Twitter Spaces. People are complaining about the algorithm and Elon Musk not doing this, but it won't help. Elon Musk won't show up in the Twitter space and say, "Okay, guys, I'm going to change the algorithm because you're here and complaining about it." So we just have to face the reality and just keep on pushing.
with the Twitter algorithm and all these things, these are just like foul cries for short-term people who are in the short-term thing. I believe NFTs is just a tool or a method to connect with the audience in a different way. So our main goal should be creating artwork that resonates with the hearts of people who are genuinely interested in what we create. And then NFT just becomes a easier way of them to support us by collecting that piece, or for them to have pride in owning a piece of music or art that they like. So it's more of a tool. It doesn't matter like if your sentiments are being changed just by Twitter's algorithm, or if people are liking or not liking, it is not a long-term strategy. You need to really have those people who will come to any platform that you go to, isn't it? So that is how I have also been doing, working on long-term things with long-term people. my motto. So podcasting is something which is going to be consistent, which has been consistent with
Yeah.
along with creating art. So
And
yeah,
also and also that's one aspect. The way I think of it, it's we have both the collector aspect, which I think of like buying your painting IRL, or like buying a vinyl or whatnot. But then we also have the something that people, I think we need to build things that people really need. Like we are watching YouTube not because we want to support YouTube. We watch it because we like it and we can find information. And I think that's what we need to do. Like art and music is one thing, but if we can build things like now Prism is doing with Alexa, that really is utility and something you really have need of and can use in a daily life. That's what I think is necessary to build. I mean, we can always find supporters, but we also have to give people a reason to be there. Like people are listening to Spotify not because they want to support Spotify. You know what I'm thinking? They listen to it because it's so convenient and easy to use.
so that's another question that I keep asking myself. How what is the value that we are adding? How is the value that we are adding to the end users? So more than just productivity, even entertainment is a value, right? Even even relaxation is a value that you're providing with your music. So that goes a long way. It's more than just flipping a PFP or buying it today and selling it. It's an experience. It's a long-lasting experience. Uh,
Yeah, and I think the NFT can be the token. That's the beauty with Web3. That if I call Spotify and say, "Hey, can you add a metaverse concert to my Spotify release?" They said, "What are you talking about? That's not possible." But with Web3, it is actually possible. So what I've been doing with my collection is, once you own one of mine, you get concert tickets for the metaverse, you get free albums, you get to attend the music quizzes that I'm doing on a weekly basis where you can win some money and just do some fun things and some good things for the holders. Basically, that's what I think is the cool thing with it. It's not just own a piece of art, which is a cool thing and something, a new invention and a fun thing if you're a collector, but also keep on adding stuff later down the line. So that's the way I try to picture it. And also now with the new Alexa thing, that if you hold this, you can also use this tool and you can do those kind of things. So that's the cool thing with it, that everything you can tie to the actual NFT. And
Absolutely.
let's say you buy a Rihanna NFT and 1 out of 1,000 gets the business ticket to watch her live perform and meet her in. Then you would be something really out of value that you're like, oh my god, I want to get one of those NFTs to hopefully get to meet Rihanna. And that's not possible now with iTunes. You can't do that basically. So that's where I picture it.
Absolutely. And in 2021, there have been many musicians like Violeta and Fifi now. Uh, they have raised millions of dollars through NFTs. So these are some big success stories. People earning in seven figures. So this is from the artist point, and from the collector's point or the viewer's point, it's a great way to be part of somebody's journey since the beginning. Like those things become very valuable when the artist becomes very famous or advances in their career. So it's a good opportunity. And I always say, um,
Yeah,
people say, "Do you own research?" But more than "Do you own research?" I say, "What you genuinely like, right? Buy what you genuinely like instead of with the mentality of flipping or selling it, reselling it. Buy it as if you want to hold it and keep it forever." So that's that's something I would love to do with Eden's NFTs also. So yeah, that is one of my suggestions from my experience of so many years in Web3. And talking about Web3s and these things, you mentioned about K-pop. So I'm very keen on what K-pop music you can play. Can you play something on the keyboard of K-pop or Japanese style?
Probably could try to do something like it. But I think the easiest, I don't think I can play the actual music out of copyright issues here on YouTube. I don't know what will happen. Maybe they will shut down our video, but I can try to play
No,
something on the piano.
it's okay. It's live, no? So you're playing live. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I can try to play something that is very typical Japanese style of K-pop, which is very different kind of music from. I mean, the K-pop is quite similar to the music in the United States. They're very edgy and up to date when it comes to the new sounds, but Japan is a bit of a different kind of music. So maybe they would do something like this. Just gonna improvise something. I don't know, something. It's more complicated with the harmonies and everything, and I like basically what the Japanese two things we have to think of. I mean, I come from Sweden, so this is stuff I needed to learn. Is both that they like to tell a story, so the songs has to be very. It can't be like the American music that it just goes on the same for 3 minutes. It has to be very a lot of variations because they tell a story. It could be like you meet someone and she leaves you, or he leaves you, and it's basically that they tell a story. And
So
another thing is that
why don't you play that and show us what American sounds like, and then show us what the Japanese sounds like.
okay, here's the American. I start to go back to the body, so they will take a bounce and the fans and the one to go to the bounce and say, but you can tell, but so hey ho, ever they go, you know, take it, no, just you know what I mean, and it continues like that. But the Japanese, they tell more like a story through the line.
Do
And
it, do it,
another thing is
do
the
it, do it.
Japanese lyrics language is more like if you want to say one word, it's a longer. You have to write very long melodies because so they can tell the story base. You can't have one syllable. You have to be like very and there you only say hello. You know what I mean? So it have to be very long melodies.
Let's go. So that's so fun. That sounds so much like an anime. Like when you're playing, when playing the tune on the keyboard, it's like anime.
Yeah, they have that kind of more complicated harmonies. Like maybe if it makes sense to anybody, it's like maybe like Earth, Wind and Fire, or more complicated structures when it comes to the harmonies, and almost like jazz music in a way that you can't only stay on one harmony for 3 minutes. They have to be ups and downs and here and there and make tons of turns.
And what about Swedish music?
Swedish music you hear every day. You know ABBA, you know Roxette, you know Europe, you know.
Play, and show us what is typical Swedish harmony.
Typical. You want an ABBA song? You know that one, Mamma Mia from ABBA.
Oh, I don't know, but it sounded very good.
Maybe you know this one. Okay, let's see.
Eden,
Say again.
where is your mic?
Here.
Take it closer to the keyboard. The volume is very low of the keyboard.
It is. Okay. Should be connected to. Better?
Yeah, better. Oh, much better. Wow.
So yeah, nice. Fantastic to have this conversation with you, my friend. Really good.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Do you play djembe? Let me grab. Let me get something what I can play. Let's go. So keep your expectations very low. I'm just a beginner and testing it out. So let's go. This is djembe. It's a West African drum.
Yeah.
I play better when I'm alone, but I want to break my fear of performing live. So I'm just going to do it. So this is one. This is an Indian rhythm. Yeah. Wow.
It's nice. Really nice. I love that instrument. I need to learn it someday.
So you play percussion, or you only, only stick to melodies?
Say again?
Do you play percussion instruments or just play melodies?
I play a little bit. I have. See if I can get it down here. It's from Tunisia, Darbuka. So I don't really play it, but you can always pull off some kind of rhythm.
Wow.
It's fun.
I want to play.
Oh, yeah, the flute too. Nice.
But the flute is bent, It still plays. It's a bent.
I see. What kind of flute is that?
It's an Indian flute.
Nice.
it needs maintenance. It's got pretty dusty. It is taking more air than it usually requires.
Just trying to play with you. That's real
Yeah,
nice. It has a lower tuning. I think 432 hertz is a bit lower in the tune. It's a lovely instrument.
if you combine this with your piano, that's the ultimate meditation music. This is the best, flute music. I love to meditate on flute music. It's so soothing. Try to mix next time. No, you try to find some flute tracks and try to make a mix of yours.
Yeah, we have a good friend in the Web3 called KRP. I don't know if you met him. He's from India too. He releases music NFTs, but plays the flute and is a great singer too. So, if you
Oh,
ever listen to this, shout out to him.
yeah, shout out to him. Do connect me with him. I would love to connect. There's another
Yeah,
person. What's his name? I forgot his name. So he is a VR artist, but he also plays flute as a hidden talent. So
yeah.
in one of my spaces, 9 months ago, we had this special space that everybody had to come up and share their hidden talents. So there were many. So that was a good chance for discovery. We didn't know that so many more people were poets and musicians apart from artists. So we got to know all that and some more spooky things that people do.
Oh, that's
And
fun. Yeah, you
yeah.
should definitely meet him too. He's a really talented guy. But
I'm
I think
thinking,
let's wrap this up with maybe some last song. I need to. My family wants me to cook some food for them here, so I need
yes, of
to
course.
get back to the kitchen and do my duties as dad. But it was
Yes,
really nice talking to you, and yeah, of course, we can tell everybody that if they want to connect with us, I think the best place is Twitter, right? There is where everything is happening. We're just trying this out on YouTube to try to spread the word a little bit on what we're doing and what we're building, and just tell everybody to come and at least get to know the Web3 space a little bit. And shout out to Terra Bitcoins, our good friend from Portugal, who is a good supporter here and commenting and everything.
And we'll as Terra Bitcoin is here, I'll also share one of my jokes. So yeah, we'll wrap it up with Eden's music and my jokes. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
All right.
I would like
So
I would like to play another song then from the coming Web3 album, if you don't mind, to see if you like it, if you think it's good. Just gonna see
absolutely.
which one. I'm gonna try to maybe start do something more fun.
Yes.
Just to have some more up tempo music. Here it comes. This one is called "You're the One I Want." There we go, my friend. Hope you liked it.
Wow. Let's go. This is so good.
Yeah, so that's what's coming quite soon for all the Web3 enthusiasts out there. So let's go, my friend.
So I have some jokes for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1 second. What happens when you play Beethoven backwards?
When you what? Play?
Beethoven?
It's coming Bach. I don't know.
What happens when you play Beethoven backwards?
I don't know. Tell me.
Have you ever tried to play Beethoven backwards?
Let's see. No, I haven't tried. That's a good. Can
That's
try.
talent.
What happens?
So you just decomposed.
Yeah. And I have one for you. How does Darth Vader like his meat? Well done, 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 da, done, 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 da, done. That's a good one. My daughter told it to me the other day.
We had talked this joke before. One more piano joke, and then I think we can call it a night.
Someone thinks it's funny. Our good friend from Portugal. He likes a good joke.
What do you get when you drop a piano on an army base?
On an army base? I don't know.
You get A flat major.
That's a good one. A flat major. That's a good one. I gotta remember that one. That's for the musicians. That's a good one. You have to have some knowledge to get it. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you probably soon in Twitter Spaces, because that's where we spend all our days. So let's talk there soon, my friend. And thank you so much for this lovely time.
Thanks for tuning in. Connect with me on Twitter and Instagram to get updates on the new shows and to participate on live recordings. All links are mentioned in the show notes. We will be back next week with another fantastic episode.